The former New Zealand soldier, who'd been held without charge in a maximum security prison in Perth since early November, has arrived back in New Zealand. Ko Haapu was detained after his visa was revoked under tough new Australian immigration laws. Although Mr Haapu had no criminal history and had not been charged with anything, his membership of the Rebels Motorcycle Club saw his Australian visa revoked on character grounds. Mr Haapu rose to the rank of Lance Corporal in the New Zealand Army. He served in Afghanistan, where he was involved in the gun battle in which fellow soldier Lieutenant Timothy O'Donnell was killed, and was part of a security detail for Prime Minister John Key when he was there. Mr Haapu had been fighting deportation, but after 4.5 months in Casuarina prison, and with the possibility of indefinite detention, he agreed to return to New Zealand. He says he was provoked by prison staff, assaulted on one occasion, and held in solitary confinement before being put in a cell block, not with other detainees, but with serious criminals.
We as detainees were mixed in with the worst of the worst there. Casuarina is not a playground. You got the worst rape, you got the worst serial rapists there, you got the worst serial pedophiles there, you got the worst murderers there. It's the worst of the worst, yet we're all amongst it. But we were the ones that were getting punished for anything that happened.
And did you see that as almost a deliberate attempt to provoke you into some kind of lashing out, which would then have led to a criminal charge?
Yeah, yep. They would just keep pushing and pushing and trying to get us to break. So when I started refusing to be part of the system as a prisoner, my wrists were locked and my head was smashed into the glass windows.
Your head was smashed into the glass windows?
Yeah.
Who by?
The guards there.
So I want to clarify this, Ko. Your head was smashed into a glass window. What room were you in? Where were you at this time?
This was just outside the visiting rooms, but they made sure to lock my door and push everyone out of those rooms before they let me out, so there was no witnesses there.
But it did happen?
Yeah, I still got the scars on the side of my face.
Were you charged with anything?
No charges, no pending charges, and no criminal record to place me in a maximum prison or any jail.
And were you charged with anything at any stage by the Western Australian Police or the Australian National Police Force?
No charges.
So you were held in a maximum security prison for what, 4 months?
5 months.
Without any charge. You say you were physically assaulted and you were kept in solitary confinement.
Yep.
And what do you make of that?
I just think it's disgusting how they can take your rights away as being a human and making up their own laws as they go.
So what's happening now, Ko? You're back in New Zealand. Are you going to fight Peter Dutton, Australian immigration and the Australian system, or are you going to settle down here again?
I want to fight it, but I want to fight him. Just him. I don't need to stand behind anyone else, and to me his power is just on a piece of paper.
He, early on, when he was asked why you were being held without charge, suggested that he had information on you, suggested that he had some kind of dossier which contained material that exposed you as the kind of person who shouldn't be in Australia. Did you or your lawyer ever see that material? Were you ever told what that material was? Do you know what that material was?
The so-called secret file he's talking about is a mandatory file that's being given by the police, and that's on every person that's in the club. There's no secret. It just says that we're in the club. Yeah, that's the one thing that I was not denying, that I was in the club. So if this was so secret and there was things in there that he says that they have enough information on me, well, charge me with it then. I'd been there for 5 months. So where's the secret file? To me, it's just a whole lot of crap.
What would you say to Peter Dutton if you could actually say something to him?
Is it the colour of my skin that you're afraid of? Or is it the people we are, proud people, that come to your country to do better? Is that what you're afraid of? Give me the answers that I've been asking for the whole time. Show me where it says that we were being held as prisoners and under what crimes. What judge did we stand before? What day we were in court? What jury? What prosecutor? Everything to do with a courtroom. Show me in a legal documentation where it says we were a prisoner or where we were a detainee, because our paperwork clearly stated we're there underneath, failing the character test